Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Jon Gaunt podcast. How are you tonight? The big question, though, today is this. Is Starmer betraying Britain over Iran and indeed the way he's dealing with Donald Trump? This story is taking so many twists and turns. Just heard he's sending a frigate to Cyprus to protect them. Bit late, isn't it, Keir? And some helicopters to shoot down drones. This guy put the in to competence. He's an incompetent buffoon. He always does everything too late. The guy's a joke. What do you think? That's what we're going to discuss this next half hour. Only got about half an hour because, as you probably know, it's my birthday today. So that's why I'm doing the show early as well. But there's plenty of time to talk. So why don't you start filling up the comment box as soon as you can? Last night was absolutely brilliant. And I'm afraid I've got a head cold again. Cannot believe it. Woke up this morning, got a tsunami in my nose. So I do apologize now. But it's not going to stop me losing my rag, I don't think. Because here's my first question. Is Starmer reluctant to help the States or Donald Trump because he's pandering to the Muslim vote back here in Blighty? This is what Trump is suggesting in an interview he did with Harry Cole of The Sun overnight while we slept. Is that inflammatory or is it correct? Trying to get this past my little thing that I put all the words into, chat, whatever it's called, they didn't like it at all because you're using the word Muslim vote. But it's a direct quote. It's what the president of the free world is suggesting and alleging that our prime minister is pandering to the Muslim vote. I'd go further. I'd say, is he also pandering to the Greens and the threat of gap-toothed Zack Polanski? Do you see the polls today? It's only one poll, but a poll out today put them in second place. So it's Reform, then them, then Labour into third place. Is Starmer panicking, or is he being a proper diplomat and being sensible and careful and cautious? I think you know where I stand, but I want to hear what you think as well. Here's another question. You'll like this one. Does Keir Starmer love human rights more than the United Kingdom? Does he think that all this kind of, law and the rest of it should come, and human rights, before the rights of the United Kingdom and its people? I would have thought the defence of the realm was his first duty. This is why I don't understand why now he's twisting and turning, saying they can use our planes and our airfields if they're defending, but they're now saying we can attack the planes if they're in the hangars. So why didn't he just say, no, we're at war and we'll do whatever the bloody hell we like? What is wrong with him? I think it's, as I said yesterday, he's got one eye on his autobiography, and he doesn't want to be like Blair, where he's called a war criminal. He doesn't want to end up in The Hague, even though that didn't happen for Blair. But you see what I'm getting at? But then overnight, Donald Trump has said this thing about the Muslim vote. Do you think he's right? Or do you think that's an absolute disgrace? Some people today are saying that's out and out racism. Is it? Let's have your views. And Zack Polanski, that's why I put this thing up about pick a side, because Polanski's there. He thinks he's beautiful. Ugly. Anyway, but if he was made of chocolate, he'd eat himself, starting with his head. At least then he wouldn't be able to speak. But Donald Trump is obviously losing patience. We've got the special relationship. I don't know about you. I think that's really, really important. Let me ask you a question. Why should somebody, and I always use this, don't I, this example, the Roseanne Barr sort of family, a family living in the Midwest or Chicago or something like that, why should they pay for our defense? Which is what Trump's whole point's been about NATO. So just imagine, because they keep telling us Russia eats their babies and that Russia wants to invade us, and there's a real threat from Russia and a real threat from China, although we just let them build a massive embassy right on top of all our important fibre optics. But put that aside, according to Starmer, there's a real threat from the Reds under the beds. But if that's true, wouldn't we want America to come and help us, protect us, save us? They'd have to because of NATO. But Trump wants to get out of NATO, wants to change NATO. Why would you cause upset with the president of the free world at the moment? Unless you are a complete and utter arsehole, which I think maybe our prime minister is. We need America much more than we need the coalition of the useless. Because do you think the coalition of the useless is going to help us if the war, just say for a moment, just like what's happening in the Middle East at the moment, what if Ukraine suddenly gets bigger, suddenly explodes and goes into other parts of Europe? Wouldn't we want Trump to help then? That's what Starmer's doing. Starmer is playing with fire. Absolutely with fire. And it's as if he's going, I don't like you. It's childish. Starmer and Herman or whatever his name is. Herman the German. No, he's not a German. But between them, they are putting our country in a really dangerous position. And you know what? A load of the Labour MPs know this. They absolutely know it. So when Starmer speaks in the Commons yesterday and today, they're not behind him. He is endangering Britain. But of course, it's all about human rights, isn't it? And international law. The fact that international law is usually made up by some tin pot countries run by dictators, no one takes it seriously. Well, apart from the libtards and the Greens. How have we got to a position where Zack Polanski's party is number 2 in a poll today and people are taking him seriously? He's got 200,000 members. It's because he's talking utter tripe. He's talking like people on Twitter. Simple sound bites. What would we do if Russia, I don't think they're going to, by the way, but if Russia was to invade us or attack us, the first people would be on the phone to, including Starmer, would be President Trump. I think he'd be well within his rights to say swivel, as they say in the States. And now, after saying we're not going to protect Cyprus, which, by the way, is our sovereign land, we own it effectively. Mind you, we betrayed them, didn't we, in the war, Turkey and Cyprus, whichever side you're on in that. However, now, just as I come on air, he's said, oh, I've spoken to the boss of Cyprus and I'm sending HMS Dragon up to help protect them, and they'll have helicopters, and these helicopters can deal with drones. It's one step up from saying I'm sending Dad's army. The guy's a buffoon, and he's the Prime Minister. He's running the country. I think he's running the country into the ground. I think he's putting you, me, and all our children in danger. And I don't think I'm being hysterical, and I haven't started on the drink because it's my birthday, so don't accuse me of that. I just think it's an incredible situation that we're in. He sits on his hands. He refuses to help the United States of America. Those guys, they flew for 37 hours to come from Missouri, where they're kept, the big planes, the big bombers. 37 hours it took to go, bomb the hell out of the country, and then get back. It could have taken a few hours, but Starmer refused to let them use Diego Garcia or indeed airfields in Britain. The man is a lily-livered coward who's just worried about how history is going to see him. Whilst he pontificates and hopes that he gets a Nobel Peace Prize, he'll get a peace prize from me because he's taking the bloody peace. He's got no right to put us in this danger. I don't even think he's got a democratic mandate now either. People hate him. People think he's a jerk. Don't believe me? Go into any pub, if you can find one that's open, and ask people in there, anybody here like Starmer? Meanwhile, in Dover, the flip-flop warriors are still invading. So he's sent a destroyer, or a frigate, whatever it is, up to Cyprus. He still can't protect our own borders. There's hundreds coming in today. Again. And what's he do about that? He sits on his hands again. Girls getting raped, mums getting raped, daughters getting raped, people getting assaulted in the streets. Another incident yesterday. And what's he do? Nothing, apart from shout out, waiteth, if you dare to be a white homosexual middle-aged man and you complain about the way our country's going down the drain. Aided and abetted by his mates in the mainstream, lamestream media, particularly the BBC, he clings to power. But come on, can't you see where our country's going? He's made us not only the laughing stock of the world, we've become a pariah. People think we can't be trusted. Do you think the American public will swallow Donald saying, I'm going to take some more troops to America? Will they? Hellers like. And I've got to tell you, if I was an American, I wouldn't either. It's an absolute disgrace. He's joined the anti-Trump brigade. You know, like the BBC, they always say, oh, he's unpredictable, he's this, he's that. Well, he might be unpredictable, but look at the fact that with Israel, he's brought some kind of peace. He's dealing with this particular problem. Ukraine, it's moved faster than ever. What did Biden do? What did Obama do? Sweet jack all. But these middle class, I'd call them traitors that infest the BBC, these uber liberals, see him as the enemy. We used to always worry that when we get a new president, would they become isolationist in the sense of they'd only look after America? That's not what's happened with Trump. He genuinely is trying to create some peaceful situations. I'm not saying he doesn't want to make a few bob. But are you happy with Dubai being attacked the way it is? Cyprus. And our Prime Minister doing jack shit until he's forced to do it by the tabloid newspapers. Because that's what's happened. He's only acting now because, again, he's coming over as an unfeeling zombie. But he's still saying this thing about they will only go to protect people in Cyprus or our soldiers in Cyprus, our sailors, if we're attacked. You can't win a war by just being defensive. You've got to go on the offensive. But he's made us the laughingstock of the world. He's made us a pariah, and he's made us look weak. What do you think Putin's thinking at this moment if he has got ambitions to come into Britain? Or China? They'll be thinking, they're a walkover. Starmer is so busy trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize or so busy making sure he's never called anything nasty. Well, maybe he doesn't hear us all shouting wanker at him, but that's what it's about. And I think this is the thing, and I don't want racism, so listen to what I'm saying. I think the thing that Trump has alleged, saying that is Starmer more concerned about votes at home from certain communities? I think we're big enough and grown up enough to debate that, don't you? Do you think there's an element of that? And do you think there's an element of that in other aspects of our policies at the moment? I certainly think there is when it comes to Dover and the flip-flop warriors. Do we treat the Muslim community with kid gloves? Now, I think that's racist, because not all Muslims are terrorists, criminals, or rapists. The majority of them are just decent people, even the people who are coming in illegally. I presume they're pretty decent, really, but we can't have them all in. But is Starmer tiptoeing gently, softly on that subject, as well as now our war, and it is a war, in the Middle East? Has Zack Polanski got Starmer by the balls, metaphorically speaking? Have the Muslims and have the Islamists, which is what we're really worried about, isn't it? And is it human rights? Is he more concerned about that? I mean, and if, you know, I just think the whole thing's a joke. I'm just surprised every morning when you look at the clips of Downing Street that instead of the Union flag, there's not a white flag flying above it. He's given up. He wanted to give away the Chagos Isles, even though we don't want that to happen. He's letting prisoners out left, right, and centre. He's an incompetent. He's a liberal, limp-wristed, vegan. Well, he's not a vegan. He's a vegetarian. He only eats fish. There's a joke there. Stop it. Let's have your opinion. Right, loads of people pressing the like button. That's great. 19 likes so far. The more you do that, the better it is. If you want to comment, write a comment in the comment box. If you'd like to wish me a happy birthday, which I see a lot of people are doing, that's very good of you as well. But let's make some serious comments. Also, as well, if you'd like to donate, click the $sign or go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Quite a few people today have been buying me coffees and beers for my birthday. It's all nice. All the money will go into the podcast development. It's Jon Gaunt. It's the Jon Gaunt podcast. What else could it be? We've started early today because I hope you don't mind, but I'm going out for a meal tonight. Nice Indian with Lisa. Let's go. Who's the first one on today? Jackie Ward, one of my regulars. She says, happy birthday, John. Thank you, Jackie. I was saying earlier, I'm 65 today. I don't know how the hell I got here. I was meant to be either a multimillionaire or dead by now, but I'm here. And it didn't feel too bad, apart from this stinking cold. Let's go to somebody else. Margaret Thatcher and Winston Churchill, says Nick Johnson on Facebook, would both be spinning in their graves. It's absolutely shocking. It certainly is. What's going on is just outrageous. He's scared and he's got no balls, says James Junkin. Absolutely right. I said it yesterday. The Italian leader, the lady, she's got bigger balls than Starmer could even ever dream of. Well, maybe not. But he is just a wimp. And then he stands there all arrogant in Parliament, but holding his hands together. What's all that about as well? Doesn't he realise that he's not doing what people want? Does he care? Probably not. Good evening. It is the Jon Gaunt Show. Hope you're enjoying it so far. I will be here tomorrow, but again, it's going to be an early show because tomorrow night I'm off to the theatre. Oh, and I've been repeating the shows at lunchtime. Well, repeated last night's show at lunchtime, and it goes out as live. Thousands more people were watching. Incredible. Thank you for your support. Let's go. Craig Urquhart, 3967, he's a regular. He's just donated £5 as a super sticker by clicking the $sign. Craig, thank you very much indeed. He's put a message here as well. Happy birthday, John. Sent you a Lady Godiva. I guess that's a £5. Thank you very much indeed. Richard, who's this one? Richard Pope says, happy birthday, John. Thank you, my friend. Den Spinks says, Starmer wants a job on the world stage. Yeah, it's ever since the press said, oh, he's a bit of a pain domestically, but on the international stage, look what he's achieved. I thought about that today. What has he achieved? The coalition of the fucking useless. What have they done? Nothing. How did Ukraine get moved on? It got moved on by Trump and Vance being aggressive. This idea that Starmer's this great diplomat, where's that come from? It's come from the media department, the spin department in Number 10. Then he falls out with whoever's spinning for him, so he has to get somebody else. It's almost a joke, but it's no laughing matter. Pete Dawson says he needs hanging, and so does Blair. That's maybe a little bit harsh, but I understand where you're coming from. Den Spinks again says, happy birthday, John. Happy birthday. Thank you very much indeed. It's very kind. People have been very kind all day on Facebook and on Twitter, sending in happy birthdays. It's a really nice thing. Thank you. Excuse me about my nose. Oh, dear me. Maybe eventually I'll get rid of this cold. I don't know if it's the same one. Have anybody else said this? James Junkin, after this, Trump won't forget what happened. James on Facebook. James, I agree with you totally. And this is the scary thing. He does act on grudges, Trump. And when he said yesterday, I'm very disappointed in the Telegraph article, and then he's followed it up in the Sun today with this interview he had with Harry Cole. I think the warning signs, signals, the bells, the alarms should be going off everywhere. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the substance of what he said. He said Starmer is too worried about the Muslim people here. I would say Islamists, not Muslim. But anyway, whatever. This is what the president of the free world has implied. Is he right or is he wrong? David KT, I said it last night on here, John, he's protecting their Muslim vote. And I now stand by it. Well, David, it would appear that you and the president of the United States of America are singing off the same hymn sheet. You did say it, I remember. Starmer is a later version of John Major, says Richard Pope. Well, yes and no. I mean, John Major, I never sort of got over the fact. Two things. One, he shagged Edwina Curry. And the second was that he always tucked his shirt into his underpants. I don't know how I know that, but that was a tabloid fact. He was boring. But was he dangerous? See, I think what Starmer's doing is very dangerous. Because I think he's leaving open the back door for Trump not to help us if we needed it. It's frightening. Who's this now? Not Dr. Eggman, 85, says, pick a side. Your headline today, John, is absolutely correct. How can Starmer formally recognise Palestine while simultaneously agreeing with what Israel is doing now? Don't ask me. Don't ask me. It's just a joke. I'll tell you something else that's a joke is what this comment is. James Junkin is back. He says the United Nations is a joke. I agree with him. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, feel free to send a donation either by clicking on the padlock and sending a super sticker, or alternatively, go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. You can also support me by making sure you have subscribed to Jon Gaunt TV, which is my YouTube channel. That's free if you want to do that. It just means you get told every time I'm doing a show. So you'd have got notification earlier today that we were doing it at 5 o'clock. Johnny and Sue, happy birthday, Gaunty. Thank you. Jacqueline Olsen, happy birthday, John. Thank you. I like this one. Jacqueline Olsen then says, Starmer is just a wimp. I could think of better words, but they're probably not as polite. You're right. He is a wimp. He's got no balls. He's got no spine. He's an amoeba. Well, he gets a bit of a spine when he's attacking white working class people. That's when he does show a bit of balls, doesn't it? But we can't, I know I keep saying it, but we can't carry on like this. He's sending Britain to hell in a handcart. That's the problem with Democrats in the US. They want illegals in our country, says James. Thank you for that, James. I don't want any illegals in Britain. I'll be honest with you. If you want to call me a racist, call me a racist. I'm sorry. If you want to come to Britain, do it through the right channels. Well-controlled, managed immigration has been brilliant for Britain and brilliant for America. It's a nation based on and built on immigrants. But you've got to have a system. You can't just have a free-for-all. Likewise, you can't have You can't have a country if you haven't got borders. See, now the idiot, Zach, David, whatever his name is, he doesn't want country. He wants a country. He wants a world without any borders. Just imagine. He's John Lennon, but uglier. Imagine there was no possessions, sang John Lennon. Good singer, good writer. But he had an air-conditioned room in his mansion in Windsor just for his fur coats. These people are always stinking hypocrites. Look at Zuckerberg, who runs Facebook, Meta, whatever it's called. He's just bought himself a £285 million yacht. Then he lectures to us about global warming. Let's move on. Starmer is out of his depth. Yeah, well, I just wish he'd drown. Metaphor. I don't wish him ill. Got to be careful what you say nowadays. He's not a leader, John. He can't make the right decisions because he doesn't put this country first. I think that's very true. He's more worried about the Muslim vote than making the right decision. I despair. Well, Jackie, you and Donald Trump are in the same camp tonight. It's exactly what he was implying. And you're right, he never makes the right decision. As I've said before, he's got the Midas touch in reverse. Midas, everything he touched turned to gold. Everything Starmer touches turns to you-know-what. Andrew Aitken says it's mentally ill people at the top. No, I think that's a bit insulting to mentally ill people. I don't know what it is with Starmer. Completely deluded. Starmer will pay when the shit goes down one day. Well, will he? Because as far as I can see in Parliament, not just, by the way, in the Labour Party, right across the parties, they're all the same. This is why I call them self-serving pigs with their snouts in the trough. Did you see today? £9,000 pay rise they're all getting. Why are they getting a pay rise? Everybody else is skint. MPs pay rise. Now, personally, I would pay MPs more, but I'd have less of them. But that's a different discussion. How can they think it's okay? Oh, they go, oh, no. We don't vote on it. We don't vote on it. It's an independent committee that make the decision. Absolute tosh. Absolute tosh. They carry on feathering their beds while you're skint. Here we go then. Amazes me that Trump has permission. He should just have used Garcia. What would Starmer the Chameleon have done? That's a great name for him. Starmer the Chameleon. That's really, really brilliant. Where are we going next? Gavin Cardy. Stuff Dubai. The rich expats should invest in England, helping to get British homeless off our streets. Well, Gavin. Oh, you're a hero of the working class. You're a working class hero, and that's something to be, as John Lennon would sing. Listen, the people who have gone to Dubai have gone to better themselves. This idea that they've gone just to be tax avoiders, well, they're not earning in this country, so they don't have to pay tax. That's the way it is. How about looking at our tax system and making it more attractive for people to stay here? But the fact that you would let Brits, fellow Brits, that's what you're implying, leave them. But then you say we should help our British homeless. You're a hypocrite. You're like the woke cultural Marxists, the lefties. Oh, be kind, be kind. But oh, not the bloke who had Tourette's will attack him openly. Get a grip, Gavin. There's 200 Brits over there at the moment. We should be helping them. We should have sent people in to help them by now. He hasn't done that. Because partly of what Starmer is, he is this kind of class warrior. That's why he always talks about working people. He never says the term working class because he knows he's not working class. All that bullshit, my dad was a tool maker, that he's made up. It's all rubbish. He doesn't know what it's like to have nothing. He doesn't. He also knows that when he finishes this mission which I think is to wreck Great Britain, he'll get a massive deal. He'll get a biography. He'll get a pension for life. You never see a poor ex-prime minister. Who's this then next? I would like to know how they can give themselves a 5% rise. Yeah, that's the amount. For what they haven't done, says Jack or Stu Jones. Thank you very much indeed. Ava Pal. Pal? Is that a pal or a dal? You're talking about Indian food. Not too hot. What are you on about, Den? I'm going to have a nice hot curry tonight. I'm going to hopefully sweat this one out, mate. I don't need advice on curries, Den. I don't want to be rude, but I come from Coventry. I went to university in Birmingham. I used to go to the Balti restaurants before they were called Balti restaurants, before it was called the Balti Quarter. I don't need tips on curry. Thank you very much. I was getting tips off somebody else earlier who said, you shouldn't beg for money. You shouldn't be asking for coffee. If people want to contribute, they will. They will. Well, I just wish that was true, my friend. You have to remind people, because people are so used in this country, because of the monopoly of the BBC, that everything's free. Well, it's not. It's not. And if you like what I do, all I ask for is a little contribution now and again. Happy birthday, John, says Mickey Halen. Remember you from 3 counties. Thank you very much indeed. That's a long time ago. I am ashamed. The woman called Anne wrote to me last night from there as well. I'm ashamed of what Keir Starmer is making us look like to the rest of the world. You're right. You're right. Making us the laughing stock. Have a good one, John, says Mark Harris, and he says the coalition of the winkers. There's no A in winkers, but I understand where you're coming from, Mark. Thank you. Andrew Aitken. Starmer needs a psychiatrist with him all the time at number 10 and in Parliament. Yeah, thank you. Here we are. Arthur Edwards. Oh, Arthur, you're so sophisticated. I've just tuned in for some comedy from low-grade IQ Zeobots. Oh, Arthur, you're so clever. Fact that it isn't your name, you're the bot. And also, Arthur, do you want to compare my education to yours? My achievements in life to yours? Because yours is a pitiful existence. I'm going to go in that program with Gaunt. I'm going to give him my mind. I'm going to tell him. He's a IQ Zeobot. Am I? Thank you, Arthur. But every time you connect with me, it's like on Twitter. People connect with me and say horrid things. I mean, really horrid things. But it all builds my name. So, Arthur, you're no mark. Fuck off. Saudi is more extreme than Iran, says Gavin Cardy. What are you trying to say, Gavin? Saudi Arabia has not got a good human rights record. We all know that. So I'll tell you what then, when Iran attacks another country, we should, no, hold on. I've got my top trump cards here. You're not the worst at human rights. Saudi Arabia is. Let's go into Saudi Arabia. Gavin, you're an idiot. If that's what you've been thinking all day, I've got to work this out. What contribution can I make? Oh, I'll say this. You're thick. You're thick. Iran are the aggressor. We should have dealt with them straight away. We should bomb them into the Stone Age, not the people, the regime. Because I don't know about you, it's the same in Saudi. I want women to be equal. I've got daughters. I want everyone to be treated in an equal fashion. If you're clever, good looking, whatever it is, you get on, you're a good footballer, fair enough. I don't want us to make exceptions. Oh, you belong to a religion, or you've got this colour skin, we're going to give you a leg up. What, you've only got one leg? Oh, you can still be a professional footballer. Rubbish! No! But I can't believe it. I can't believe that you get people like this. Anyway, I know that Gavin Carter. You're the one. Hang on a minute. I want to go back to him. I've seen you before. You've had a go at me on Facebook. You're a fisherman. Your one achievement in life is fishing and catching a big carp. If you're the same person, he's got the same name as you. But you go to those lakes where they stuff them full of carps. That ain't fishing. Carl Hyson. You should read some Carl Hyson books based in Florida, mate, because You are a caricature of one of his people. The only side that Starmer is on his backside. Yes, good one. David KT again. The W anchor resident of number 10 visiting Cyprus, giving his death or glory speech, sending one ship whilst Greece have sent 3. That is a really, really good point, David. We are being helped out by Greece. It gets worse. We're also being helped out by France. France are sending drones and helicopters. This was before Starmer said anything today. We're there with the begging bowl. Starmer will be asking you to buy him a coffee next. It's a joke. Right, James Junkin. I don't want to be rude, mate, but you just keep writing stuff. The idea is that we share it around, right? So you've had enough now. So I'm not going to read out any more of yours. So for today, so I'm not going to put you in timeout or anything, but I'm just asking you, be fair, because I get all these messages coming through, and if 5 of them are from you in one screenful, it's rather unfair, isn't it? Other people want to have a say as well. Anyway, a traitor and coward of a PM and government, says Sean Jeffries. Oh, Den Spinks is now telling me that Parl is the hottest. Laugh out loud. What, the hottest curry? Do you know what? I'm not sure if you're right or wrong, Den, right? I've never heard of that. So maybe where you come from, it is. I thought the hottest was the one up from a Vindaloo. But anyway, I don't go to a curry house and go, I'm going to have the hottest curry I can, right? And then have an arse like the Japanese flag for a week. That's not why I go for a curry. I go to appreciate the taste, the herbs, the aromatics. That's what I go for. So I will have a hotter curry than I normally do tonight because it could clear the tubes, so to speak. But I'm not macho. Oh, give me the hottest you got. As hot as you like. Yeah? And as I say, then be poorly for a week. No, that's not me. That's not me. Where are we going next? Johnny and Sue, is it? Where's that gone? Oh, there it is. History is repeating itself now. Starmer is another Neville Chamberlain, and Farage will step in as leader when Britain is hit by bombs. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know what the end game is here. What I do know is Starmer says there's been 20 Iranian terrorist plots on Britain, on the mainland alone, that they've foiled. Well, it doesn't seem to be many then. If that's the case, we're going to get attacked, aren't we? I don't want to spread panic, but that's what's going to happen. And what's Starmer going to say then? Do you know he still hasn't proscribed the Iranian, whatever they're called, Republican Guards? Every other country has, but not Starmer. What game is he playing? If you want to donate, because I am going to stop in just a few moments, please do so now. Just click the $sign and donate whatever you can afford. That would really help me. Alternatively, if you're listening on a podcast at the moment or you're watching this later, you can always do it then. Or you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt, and then you can choose either a beer or a coffee. And as I say, many people today have said, have a coffee on me or a pint, Gaunty. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I am worried about. I haven't been out for a meal with Lisa for ages and ages on her own. I actually rang my daughter and said, give me a list of what we can talk about. You know, when you've been in a relationship forever, what am I going to talk about? Without getting into trouble. Think about me tonight, please. John, we should now be ramping up our defences home and abroad at the moment. Our soldiers have not even got one magazine between them. We've got to rearm. And FK, Herma and Starmer off. I agree with you completely. What's this one say? Dave Will Cowboys says Saudi are the biggest state sponsors, spelled incorrectly, in the world. You mean sponsors of terrorism? Maybe, but they're not the ones threatening us at the moment, are they? Why do you want to divert from what the agenda is? Iran, right? despotic, tyrannical regime oppressing its people. We're going to sort it. Can we do that? Then move on to the others. What's that one? When you said Arthur sounded just like Olive from On the Buses. When did I say Arthur? Did I? I didn't say that. Okay. And James Junkin says, I've got it. Okay. Well, thank you, James. Just understand the game. You can't monopolise the comments. It's not fair on other people. Okay. Right. That's me done. I don't know why I bothered doing that, really. Because some people played ball properly. Maybe it's just better doing it at 6. And also, as I say, I played out the show at lunchtime. 12:15 it went out. I'll do this one as well tomorrow at 12:15. And it was phenomenal, the response. Just phenomenal. So I want to say thank you to you for doing that. Well done, Dave Will Cowboys. He says, fair shout, Gaunty. He just, because I said he was talking about Saudi Arabia, and I was saying that's not the agenda. They want to divert you like that. Starmer's a master of that. He wants to do that all the time, rather than concentrate on the clear and present danger. I also want to say a big thank you to all our troops, all our service people, and their families. I mean, I know we're all a bit worried, but imagine what it must feel like for them. You got the Supreme Commander who hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Jackie Ward's given me 3 red hearts. That's a sign that I can go. So I want to say thank you for that as well. Right, I'm off. Going to blow my nose, wash my face, get a different shirt on, and be ready to go out with my beloved wife. I will do a show tomorrow night. It won't be at 6. It'll be earlier. There will be a repeat of this show. Don't forget, if you join Jon Gaunt TV on YouTube, the whole archive is there. Please have a look at it. And please, if you'd like to donate, or just send me even a birthday present, www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Right, I'm off. 37 likes. That's very good indeed. Right. Oh, hang on. David KT says, last curry I had in Coventry was at the Raja. It was a real ring singer. Well, the Raja was in the Burgess. Last time I had a curry in there, we did a runner and left my mate Lawrence Boswell's mum to pick up the bill. She hadn't got a clue that was terrible. It's wrong. You used to have those dead steep stairs, didn't they, to come down? You often used to get kicked down them if you were drunk. Happy days. Right, I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, if you've got kids, thanks for all your birthday wishes. If you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Hey, don't forget to tell them you love them. See ya.